Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Bryson Noon. Today, I'm gonna help you fight a feeling that I know a lot of people have been dealing with, loneliness. Now, as your local Bryson, I always kind of been shunned by people. I always been very quiet. I can feel like, talking to you guys, I don't seem it, but like you see me standing with my dark clothes. I got my size 13 boots on. I got my dark hat, dark clothes. I got my knife hanging out of my pants. I got the little thingy out. I'm ready. At 24/7 hours a day, I'm always ready to go. Or ready to fight, always ready to die. Now, I'm standing there in line behind my mother, who's like this tall. Basically, my nose is pressing against her head while she's at the doctor's office. I can understand that, right? I look surprisingly intimidating. To me, surprisingly, but to other people, I'm just intimidating. But that's fine. Because I'm going to tell you how to deal with loneliness. Now, being alone seems like an issue, but it could be one of the greatest things ever. Because loneliness has freedoms. Now, first off, I remember when I was a kid, I always had to do stuff by myself, whether I liked to admit it or not. My grandmother worked a job, and she brought food and money to the table. I had to bring food into my plate. So I remember the early days of hot dogs in the microwave, and syrup sandwiches, and you didn't have hamburger buns, you just had the bread. I remember, especially when I was younger, my father, we didn't have big hamburger packages or the frozen patties. We just had a pack of hamburger meat. So he divided it into four pieces for everyone to have one, and they would be like this big, and he put the buns on top. That was a pain in the ass, but that wasn't alone. When I'm talking about eating alone, I'm talking about alone. I'm talking like it's only you. Like right now, my mother's at the hospital, take care of the little baby, and my stepfather's at work. I'm alone until like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and that's a while, cause I wake up around 8. So from 8 o'clock in the morning to 6:30 at night, that's a while, and I'm just sitting here and I'm enjoying my life, but at the same time though, kind of lonely. I'm gonna tell you how to deal with it. Number one, remember, you're never alone. There are hundreds of thousands of bugs that are doing it on top of you. No, seriously. Number one way to fight loneliness, of course, is to be kind to your mind. Now, you might think, well, that's stupid. Why would I be kind to myself when it's only myself? Of course I am. And you're going to realize you're going to be negative to yourself a lot because you're the only person you can blame. So, always be kind. Remember, hey, I'm cool. Hey, I'm good. Hey, I fucking love puppies. That's pretty good for a person to do. And always get pets. I feel like if you have the option, even if you suck at taking care of them, all you could do is take care of a pet rock. Get a pet rock. Get a pet because all they do is love you. Like that's literally their job is just to love you. Um. Also, remember, it's all a mentality, right? Like I'm not saying everything's in the brain, but you gotta remember when you're pushing yourself down, you're pushing yourself down. You gotta stop doing it by yourself. No one, you can't just look up a video and go, oh, "Hey, that solves everything." No, I'm telling you what you do. You look at life, right? How about this? Let me give you some examples. Friendships, all right? I told you before. I told you many times. I never had a lot of friends in life. I always been a loner, and it sucks. You want to have be friends with everyone. You want to at least have one friend. You think you have one friend, but I just never really had any. And I had acquaintances. I had people I know, but if it was like life and death, I have like zero people I trust, and that's just a sad fact nowadays. But how I deal with that, I'll tell you how. I just have to think positive. It's the truth, but also accept the truth. So what if you're lonely for the rest of your life? Who cares? There have been hundreds of thousands of people who have been lonely for their life. Isaac Newton was famous, and he never got a crumb of coochie. And he invented gravity and shit. Like, making a baby and playing with a girl, with your stingle means nothing besides a thing you can do. But you don't have to do it. And remember that. If you're trying to find love and you're having a hard time, or else you just want to connect with people, try. But if you don't try, it's fine. Maybe you have a specific sense of humor. Maybe people just don't understand you. Maybe you're just very quiet. Maybe you're not very quiet. Maybe you're too loud. That's fine. Because you will find your group eventually. You'll find your friends. And if not, well, that's also fine. Because then you'll still have yourself. You know? Because at the end of the day, who's the best friend besides yourself? I mean, what do I like to do? I like to watch TV, eat food. What do myself like to do? Watch TV, eat food. Hey, ain't that fucking connected? No. Also, dealing with loneliness. Remember, if you're gonna watch or listen to something sad, don't get mad or sad when you get sad, right? If I'm listening to something and I know I'm gonna get sad because of it, I'm gonna make sure that I keep the sad stuff like small, like oh man, oh sad thing, sad thing, sad thing. I'm not over here thinking, oh damn, taxes, PayPal, boo-hoo. I don't give a fuck. But seriously, because honestly, human beings, we don't need to be with people, right? Like all of life, we've always been alone. We always been the one caveman fucking fighting down in the forest, fighting the trees. We've always been a one person all of life back then. And we probably will be in the future. So, being alone sucks. And it's not fun. But at the end of the day, it could be one of the greatest things. You know? Yeah, in the forest, right? You have a friend there? It's just you two? All I'm saying is just you two. Make sure you don't have any problems with them. I Betrayal is one of the things we never expect from friends, but we always have to be careful because it might happen. Now, it could be as small as maybe they talked to a person who's told them not to talk to. It could be as big as, like, you literally just beat the shit out of their grandmother in front of them. And that sucks, right? But remember, you thinking about it over and over again is not going to change anything. You're not going to grow from remembering over and over again. You have to let go. And that's the number one rule of if you want to stop being lonely, let go. Listen, we all have problems. We all got demons and issues we're fighting with constantly. And we can't win. We can't lose. It's constantly a fight. That's the point. Only thing you're keeping alive is the fight. You have to let go of some things. Maybe you have problems talking to women. Trust me, I know. I have some personal issues with women. It's not I don't like them. It's just, stuff happened when I was a kid. And you have a problem talking with them. I I don't judge people. I try not to. But you have to understand talking to people itself, some people it's scary. Right? Because that person in 1 to 2 words can immediately shut you down and make you feel like shit. And it's a feeling no one wants to do. To say the wrong thing, to do the wrong thing. So often people are just alone or silent. Like, I was sitting outside the wall of my theater class, just waiting for someone to say something. I just sat there till the bell rang, and I got yelled back inside. That's the problem we have is loneliness, but also what you're doing to fight loneliness. Remember, if you're lonely, everyone else is lonely. Reach out a helping hand. See a person on the stairs, ask them if they're alright. When your friends are going through something, help them out as best as you can. And, if something's going wrong, ask out, get help. There's many call lines, there's many people out there who care about you. The number one rule of being lonely, and that's the saddest one, that's the easy way out, baby. That's the old golden goose. The golden noose. Anyway, the easy way out is simple. Just kill yourself. Now, It's the simplest solution. It's not the best one, though. Listen, killing yourself isn't really going to do anything. Alright? Your life is going to go on without you or not. Everything's going to be the same. But you not being in it changes that to the point where life could be very different. And especially involving death, it can involve very bad things. Now, I be honest with you guys. We all had that feeling. We had that one day where we just couldn't take it. Maybe you're just tired of life and just been punching you down all day, and you just be like, screw it. I could, I won't, but I could. And you sit there and you stare at it, and you just take a second to breathe in. It sucks. Life sucks, but that's just all we have to do is hope and pray and all that. Never do it. If you think about killing yourself, don't. Call the helpline and call people, because all you really are doing is removing yourself. And removing yourself means you're removing yourself from people who care for you and love you. And that makes no one happy, right? And if you think about killing yourself, think about your dog. Think about that person that loves you. Think about like anything that makes you happy. Don't you want to continue doing the stuff you love to do? And, killing yourself just means that, hey, it all ends just because I don't want to deal with it anymore. And I get it. Not everyone has the will to do it. I shockingly have the will to do it. I have to find the will to do it, but I found it. And we all have to keep on to that will, no matter how small it gets. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't solve anything. And you're basically doing nothing but hurting more people by hurting yourself. Listen. Girlfriend, boyfriend, mother, father, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandparents. We all want that person. That special bond, the feeling of being wanted, the feeling of just being there with a person. Feels good. I don't get to have this feeling quite often. When I do, though, and I get to be like the bigger cousin, or I get to be the small grandchild or something like that, it's good. You feel good when you're by people. You don't feel good when you're by yourself. But when you're lonely, remember, you are still you. You can have a great time by yourself. Remember, the best friend could be yourself. Now, if you really don't want to be lonely, I recommend, do simple stuff. Write in a book. Fuck it, talk to yourself. Have a conversation with yourself. It sounds crazy, right? But I mean, hey, you're already lonely. What more are you gonna lose by just talking? I'll talk to myself all the time. I'll talk to myself so hard, I'll tell myself to shut the fuck up. But it's the small stuff to do, just to make sure the feelings. And most importantly, of course, seek out help and try to make sure that if you feel bad or if you're not doing good, to improve and be better, and to always try, and hope. I can't say the future's too bright. I can't say it's too dull either. The future is like a mysterious horror you see from around the house. You see her out the window in the streets, and you think, well, I got 100 in my pocket. But then by the time you get out the door, you got your fancy boots on, you got your fancy pants, a little bit mint in your breath, she's gone, like she never existed. The future one day may knock on your door, say, hey, you want a free one? The future can knock on your door and pull a gun in your face. It's uncertain, but as long as you love and you try every single day, I'm not saying you have to get up every single day just to do the same thing. I'm saying if you go up and you try and you go to the gym, talk to people, you actively go out there and you try to be better, you will be better. You will grow better and you will learn and you will feel better. And eventually you won't even be lonely. because you'll realize you have all this stuff and all these things, and you know, sometimes you were never lonely to begin with. You just felt like it because no one was around. Just because it's you doesn't mean it's just you. You can make fun of things, you can be as loud as you want, you can have personal freedoms. But those freedoms are justified and done by you. So, if you're feeling lonely out there, just remember, even if you are lonely, and even if it is just you at the end of the day, so what? Alright? What's the big deal? People's been lonely all their lives. You're not gonna be no special snowflake. You're just gonna be the next Harry Duffman. Uh, I don't really know what that reference meant, but it sounded good in my head. Anyway, uh, yep. I'll catch you guys later. You ever feel lonely? Just rewatch this video. Peace.